to say there's not a difference, swimming's one of the only sports that coaches girls and boys combined. You know, you don't play soccer combined, you don't even play hockey combined after a certain level. And so, kind of just looked at different sports and what they're doing.
At the Dayton Raiders Swim Club in Dayton, Ohio, their top group has 44 swimmers in it, so pool space and individual attention isn't always optimal. To combat this situation, they've implemented single gender practices for certain days of the week.
So gender separated practices, we actually started with our dry land just being gender separated a couple years ago, and then we've incorporated that into, we try to do like 50% of our practices per week gender separated. Part of it is because we have a large group. It's usually between 40 and 45 kids, and it's pretty even split on boys versus girls.
We've really gotten to know like each individual guy for like who they are and like what makes them tick. We all know each other's goals. So like when we're doing like 200 pace and stuff, we know exactly what each other want to go. So we can like remind each other and like help each other hit those goal paces.
I think it's good because it prepares you for college, because sometimes at colleges there's like all girls teams and all boys teams, and you don't want to get used to like always being with the boys and not being able to like cooperate with the girls, because last time it's probably a lot more drama with girls, and it helps you like come together and not be so like boy obsessed, I guess.
So what were the initial reactions to these practices? How are they different?
You do develop like this identity as a group of boys, and you can be boys, and the girls develop an identity as a group of girls, and they're not distracted by maybe some of the other things that go on between boys and girls during practice.
So at first I thought it wasn't gonna like work out that well, because I like, you know, the girls, they bring something good to practice, but the guys, like, we all worked really hard together and we just had fun. So like I guess I liked it after a while, you know.
I like training with the boys, so at first I was like, I don't really want to do this. Like, I like having the boys because they motivate me because they're faster than me. But as we went on with the single gender practices, the girls got a lot closer together, and like we would push each other in practice, and we'd be like, hey, you're not going your pace, or hey, good job, we were going your pace. So I like it now.
I kind of thought it was a little bit weird at first. I mean, I'd always just practiced with girls, and like having that dual gendered environment.
So by gender separating, we've allowed more girls to learn how to be lane leaders. They have to be lane leaders. They get the chance to integrate better as a group.
Initially, I like being with the boys because they're like fun, and they're usually leading the lane, so you don't have to like lead the lane, so you can draft off of them. But then like now that they're not here, like see when Connor's here, he leads the lane, but if not, we have to lead the lane, so it's good. But it helps you work harder when they're not here.
What benefits have the Raiders seen in the last year since they started separating the boys and girls for certain parts of the week?
Maybe we're not supposed to say that, but girls really do need to be coached differently than boys, and boys need different things than girls. And so it allows us to coaches to address some of those needs. Maybe girls practice has a little bit more, you know, maybe we'll do a little bit more social kicking in a girls practice, or maybe we'll have a little bit of a longer meeting with the girls versus the boys, just because that tends to be some of the things we found that the girls need.
Now I really like it because we get closer like as a guys team, and just having the space to spread out, we really get the opportunity to race each other, because sometimes I felt like with the girls guys it was like a girls lane and a guys lane, which meant like we were 3, 4, 5 deep guys, but now we're spread out, so we have like 2 heats of guys and a lot more people to race.
Since they're smaller groups, the coaches pay more attention to us and more attention to detail. So Kevin's like, hey, make sure you have a good catch on your freestyle or whatever. So in that sense, we have more attention instead of 50 people in a pool, so that's been good too.
Sometimes it's hard, like we don't necessarily see what the girls are doing every day. So like sometimes the girls don't see what we're doing, but when we do come back together, I think it's fun because like we haven't seen each other maybe every single day that week. So it's like a little exciting, I guess, when we do come together like on a Saturday morning or something.
I think the girls are definitely closer, and they feel like years past we haven't been as good as the boys. Like it's always been Dayton Raiders are known for their boys, but now it's more like this year, like at NCSAs, the girls started like scoring points, and I think it's really helped like unite us and be like, oh, we're one team, but we're also like 2 separate teams.